Isang magandang araw mga kaibigan! Narito na naman po si Shen-Shen TV na magbabahagi sa inyo tungkol sa kwento ng pag-ibig. Pero kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking YouTube channel, paki-like lang po ng ating video, paki-click na rin ang subscribe button at ganoon din ang bell icon para lagi kayong updated sa mga paparating ko pang mga uploads. Chapter 26. It was just supposed to be 3 days. Kaso hindi siya nakaalis dahil sunod-sunod ang naging problema niya. Nate hated every freaking time he needed to spend in Macau. It's second away from Alicia and Hannah, almost driving his thought into knot. He missed Hannah so much that he needed to disconnect himself with his phone during his stay in Macau so that he wouldn't be tempted to call her every hour. Worse, fly back to the Philippines just so he would have her his arm again. Because, admittedly, he was so in love with Hannah that he would move mountains to be with her. Unfortunately, he couldn't do that at the given time. Nate never thought he was capable of loving one woman that way. He had Olive for 5 years. Pero hindi siya nabaliw na hindi ito makita sa loob lang ng ilang araw. Although he believed he used to love her, separation had never been a problem to him. But with Hannah, it's a whole lot different story. Hannah Rodriguez, ang unang taong nangahas na banggain siya. Wala itong katakot-takot noon and did everything in her capacity para bawiin sa kanya si Alicia. And he must admit, he never noticed Hannah because of her physical appearance. She was pretty, but he was so used to seeing beautiful women in his line of industry that he could be lured by beauty alone. It was her unwavering love for his daughter that earned his respect first. He hadn't seen such care before and they weren't even family. Hindi ito ina ni Alicia, but she acted like she was her everything. She was so scared of losing her. Having Hannah in his house made it a home. He hadn't realized what he had been missing until she came. There'd been warmth suddenly. It was nice to come home knowing he would have Hannah and Alicia waiting for him instead of the big yet cold house he used to have. Pero hindi naman niya na-realize ang lahat ng yon in an instant. He's not a believer of love at first sight since the failure of his relationship with Olive. There's no such a things as that. Doon kasi sila nag-umpisa ni Olive dati. Attraction on outward appearance, but it all turned out wrong. When he first met Hannah, totoo ang galit niya para sa dalaga who would forgive the person who hide your child from you. It was 4 long years. He missed everything about his baby. If it wasn't Alicia wished to be with her foster mother, hindi na niya ito gustong makita pa ulit. Pero inaamin din niya na parte ang desisyon niyang bigyan pa ito ng kaunting panahon na makasama ang anak niya ay ang ipinakita nitong resilient. Yung abilidad na hindi indahin yung mga paghihirap nito. Makasama lang ulit nito si Alicia. He saw that one of a kind love of a mother. To a child kahit na ang totoo, hindi sila mag-ina. A short time might not be so bad. To thank her for raising his child. That was just the plan. A short time might not be so bad. To thank her for raising his child. That was just the plan. A short time he thought he gave the time for Hannah to convince herself that she doesn't belong in any future life. What he didn't know was the short time was enough for him to see the beauty of her heart, and in the end, instead of hating her more, He was captivated. He wanted her care and her love. Olive didn't give a damn about his family. Okay lang dito na maski hindi na niya patawarin ang kanyang ama. In fact, she made him hate his father even more by always reminding him of the past. Hannah was the first person to tell him that it was okay to forgive, that it will not make him a lesser person if he will choose to forgive and forget. After all, it was his relationship with his own family that was at stake. She made him believe that there's a reason for everything, that all things work together for good. But apparently, he failed to understand the reason why Hannah had to leave him and Alicia when he was beginning to like her. As in really, really like her. More than the hurt he felt for Alicia. Devastation was his own heart shattering into 1,000 pieces. How could she choose to live when she had made him believe that he had found the one person who would really care and love him? He thought Hannah saw him beyond the Nate Sarmiento everyone think he is, that he is still a human being with emotion, that he wasn't perfect, and he is capable of loving and being hurt. He was wrong. She left. He almost hated Hannah for leaving him. He convinced himself that she wasn't for real. The care, the love, at the he thought was there were just a part of his imagination. Hannah never really cared. She never really loved him. Nothing about her was true. He intended to hate her forever. But because he really fell hard for Hannah, hindi rin siya nakatiis. But Nate figured that Hannah was determined to go on with her life without him and Ellie. And that hurt him even more. How did she manage to forget them that easily when he almost spent every night in 3 months thinking about her? So he decided to take some action. He bought his aunt company where Hannah's worked at ginamit ng pambanta ang pagpapaalis sa lahat ng empleyado roon para lumapit ito sa kanya. He also bought Hannah's apartment, but that was just to make it easier to convince her to live in NS. Forcing her out of her apartment wasn't his doing. He found out who did it to Olive, and heaven knows, it took all the patience and understanding he got not to hurt Olive physically. She was still Alicia's mother. Para lang sa katotohanan iyon, pinigilan niya ang sarili niya. Beside, pasalamat ito. At tumakbo si Hannah after the cruel ousting. Paano niya makakalimutan ang itsura ni Hannah noon while she begged him to talk to her, even if it wasn't for the reason of having her apartment back, but for the people who would lose their job. If he pushed through with his plan, it got him in the soul. Hannah would do everything for the people she cared. Pero, bakit sila ni Alicia iniwanan nito? She didn't have the slightest idea that he was just masking his true feelings with his cold treatment. But that wasn't just to make her feel bad, but to protect himself in case hindi talaga siya kayang mahalin ni Hannah. GM, here's your ticket back to Manila. His assistant in Macau cut his thought. Thank you. He suddenly felt so excited. He found it almost impossibly hard to breathe. Your flight is in 3 hours. You better leave now, GM. Is my car ready? Yes, sir. Could have used his private jet, but he didn't. Just like how he stopped having bodyguards. Gusto niyang bumaba ng kaunti. For Hannah's sake, he worries that she might have a hard time adjusting to his lifestyle. If only he could live in a hotel, he definitely would keep me posted. Always GM also Mr. Lau will be flying to Manila next month. Good! He made his way to the waiting car. This was it. He will be reunited with his dear Hannah and Alicia in a few hours. 10 days. Pero parang forever ang nagdaan. He missed them a lot. Sinadya niyang huwag magpasabi na babalik na siya. He wanted to surprise Hannah and Alicia. He knew they miss him too. Nate, a very surprised Olive caught his attention. Olive? Kakaupo lang niya sa eroplano nang mapagtanto kung sino ang makakatabi niya. What a coincidence. Didn't know you are here in Macau. Ngiti-ngiti ito. It almost annoyed him. Pero hindi siya papayag na maapektuhan nito ang mood niya. Olive was acting like nothing happened in their last encounter. She attacked Hannah. Sa lahat naman ang pwede nitong gawin sa kaibigan nito. Hindi niya mapapalampas na saktan nito ang babaeng mahal niya. Tapos, aakto ito like he thought to have taken her side instead of Hannah. He could still remember their conversation. Bakit mo siya kinakampihan? Ginawa ko lang naman ang dapat kong gawin. So, she would know her place. Napakapeke ng iyak nito. Artista nga ito. And it just made his blood boil. It's wrong to hurt other people, Olive. Especially Hannah. She's your friend. Halos pasigaw niyang sabi. To put some sense into her head. My friend? Inagaw ka niya sa akin. Inagaw niya ang anak ko. She took everyone I owned. You're impossible. You left Olive. Nakalimutan mo na ba yon? You left your child first and never really care about her. Then, you left me too for another man. Walang kasalanan si Hannah sa'yo. Talaga, Nate? Anong pinakain sa'yo ni Hannah? So you are taking her side now. She wanted my baby. She took Ellie away from me and then she seduced you. She wanted everyone that's mine. Nate! Can't you see? She destroyed our family. She attempted to hold him, but he pushed away her. Possibly. How could you? Malalaki ang mga matang asik nito nang muntik na itong matumba. You were the one who destroyed us, Olive. Not Hannah. Tinalikuran niya ito bago tuluyang maubos ang pasensya niya. Hindi niya kailangan ang mga kasinungalingan nito. Kung pinakikisamahan man niya ito sa mga nakalipas na buwan, yun ay dahil yon ang payo ng mga doktor dito. They claimed that she hadn't fully recovered yet at siya lang ang makakatulong kay Olive. He agreed even if he had to lose Hannah just to be able to help her. The least she could have done to him was thank him. Hindi ang siraan pa si Hannah sa kanya. I didn't, Nate. Hiyaw nitong umiiyak. How could she be that annoying? Naiinis na siya. You see, I'm the victim here. Hannah took my baby. I didn't leave you because I wanted to just force me. He almost killed me. Nate, I'm the victim. Nate, look at me. Pinilit siya nitong lumingon. I'm the one you love, not Hannah. I'm the one who can make you happy. Nate! Olive, mariin niyang banggit sa pangalan nito while stopping both of her hand from hugging him. Nagpapaawa ito by telling him lies. Listen to me. Tinitignan niya ito ng diretso sa mga mata. Gusto niyang matawa. There wasn't any sign of sincerity in her eyes. You cannot make me happy. I do not need you, and I do not love you. You are lying. No. In fact, if I could go back to the time I supposed to meet you, I would never look at you. Nakita niya ang pagblatay ng sakit sa mga mata ni Olive, but he needed to say that she would stop thinking that he still loved her. How could you? She cried. Stop, Olive. We're over. With that, he walked out and returned to where Hannah's was. Almost 2 weeks after that incident, heto na naman si Olive. Na kung makangiti ay parang okay sila. Was here for a business trip. He answered he didn't want to talk to her. Pero sa ngalan ng pagiging sibilisado, he wouldn't treat her harshly. I see. Ako naman nag-i-start na ang shooting ko. Yung bago kong project. Excited na sabi nito. Wala siyang pakialam but okay. Good for her. He wished na sana maabala nga ito ng sobra sa bago nitong proyekto. Mabuti na lang at saglit lang ang biyahe. Hindi niya kayang makatabi ito ng matagal. As expected, may mga media sa airport. Lagi namang ganon dati, hindi ba? Basta nasa paligid si Olive. It just annoying him dahil kumapit pa ito sa braso niya like they were together. Ipapagpag na dapat niya ito, but she begged that he play along. Just this one time, Nate, sabi nito. I promise you, this is going to be the last time that I'm going to ask a favor from you. Okay. If it would mean having to get rid of her after casual smile and allowing her to hold his hand, so be it. At dito na po nagtatapos ang chapter 26 ng aking kwento. Nawa po ay patuloy kayong sumubaybay sa aking munting channel. Maraming salamat po and God bless all.